Welcome back to the channel, guys, and we're at the Danish Youth Academy Challenge. Obviously, we won the Champions League in the last episode, but what I wanted to do today is talk about the players, how good they've been, the potentials, all that stuff. We're going to have a little look back, etc, etc. And a few people in the comments of the last video said that they wanted to have a look at the potential ability, the current ability of some players. And I've had a look, and a couple of them have surprised me a little bit. What we're going to do then is we're going to go through every single player, some of them quicker than others, because we don't need to talk about a couple of them. We're going to have a look at their ability on the FMRT, which is a real-time editor. You don't have to pay for it. You do have to pay if you want to save changes. So if you want to change someone's potential, you do have to pay for a license to do that. But to just have a look, you don't have to pay anything for it. So if you want to do that, download it. It's called FMRTE. It's something that's been used forever on FM. I've used it a couple of times before on previous FMs, just offline stuff, just to like experimental things. But yeah, it's quite a cool tool. So these then are the potential ability of our team and the current ability, and obviously age and all that good stuff. This is it. If I sort by potential ability, we've got Linskau, our right back. He's 180, so actually he was the highest rated potential player that we ever got. We'll also check Dalgas as well, because I know a few people who wanted to check Dalgas. We'll also be checking Hansen, who actually left quite early, sort of under the radar to, I think he went to Arsenal and then he's at Juventus now, so he's doing well as well. So we'll check those two, because those two are the players that we actually got taken off us early on and who are very, very good. The other guys we didn't really care about, they just went and didn't do anything. But Dalgas and Hansen, especially Dalgas, we'll check those two out as well. But Linskau, at 180 potential, this is Linskau. And honestly now, if you look at him, it's very, very obvious as well. 13 tackling, 13 marking, just a ridiculously good fullback. Not often I get really good fullbacks on these saves. It took us ages as well to get good fullbacks in the Livorno save. I think we had centre-backs there for a while. But yeah, Linskau, fantastic player, came through. And straight away, I wanted to play him. 40 appearances this season, as you can see, just really, really good. Still got a lot of way to grow as well. I think it was 23 potential points to go. So wow, imagine how good he would be. Yeah, we managed to keep him. He's 4 years left on his deal with another 3 years. Quite lucky with a couple of these players. Everyone wants him, as you can see. Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, Barca, Real Madrid. Anyone who is anyone wants Martin Linskau. So he was our highest potential player, I think. Like I said, we will check Dalgas, but I don't think Dalgas is going to have 180 in potential. Next up then, as you can see, is 177, Andre Ankergren, the guy that came through last intake. Very, very good. I did think he was going to be good because he was worth 20 million as soon as he came through, but 15, he would have been amazing for us. I think where he would have ended up playing was probably defensive midfield. Here is amazing player, 14 passing, 15 technique, 15 first touch, 15 heading, 14 decision making, good work rate, good teamwork. Needed a bit of help on his physicals, fairly ambitious personality, which is really nice as well. Shoots from distance, plays 1-2s. I think he would have ended up being defensive midfield for us, and he would have been sort of like our Danish Rodri, we'll call it. I know he's only got 9 vision. We would have worked on that. But he would have sort of been that player that sort of kept us ticking, especially when we'd have got to the level of, if we wouldn't have won it this year, let's say, obviously, he would have matured 17, 18. He would have been really good at that level. And then we would have sort of gone to like a more of a controlled system with a DM, 2 centre midfielders, etc. And we'd have sort of gone that route of trying to get hold of the ball and build up quite well and become one of the bigger teams in Champions League, which didn't happen. We actually played on the weaknesses of the other teams, thinking that we were only a 3.5-star team and they could come and attack us, and actually we went over the top of them. But that's where I would have seen him going in the future. Rasmus Kofoed then is the next one. 166 potential, 157 current ability. So he was very close to his potential. 9 points off, which is really good. I'll show you him now. Then he's worth 56 million. Just a very, very, very clever player. Do you know who he reminded me of in the match engine? Remember Ivanovic at Chelsea, if you guys remember him. Not the greatest on the ball. Not bad, but not the greatest. But he made the right decision majority of the time. Very consistent, can play anywhere across the back four. A little bit like Azpilicueta, but I went with Ivanovic just because Ivanovic was tall and Kofoed is 6'2" and can play centre-back. So, yeah, just that very good player, very steady, never did anything wrong, always performed a 7 at least out of 10. As you can see there, his average rating 7.16. He never dipped below that level in any competition. Just a very, very good play to get through. I was blessed with good defenders this year on this save. So, yeah, that was very nice. I was good centre-backs in the Italian one. I was struggling a bit for full-backs on that one for a while. But yeah, good defenders this year, which is not often the case in these saves. Again, he's wanted by a lot of Premier League teams, and then obviously we've got Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. So, as you can see, very good player. We had him for another 4 years and another 3 on top of that. So, it's we managed to tie these guys down. Right, the next one is probably the biggest surprise to me. So, Dino Maric, he came through with 4-star potential. He was the guy from Bosnia, left back. He came through as a 4-star potential, and he never changed up to 4.5 or even 5. So I was always thinking to myself, right, okay, so he's going to be back up at most, because that's all the information I had to go on. But actually, he's got more potential than Pedersen, the guy that we were all really excited about. So it's crazy. I'm going to show you Maric. I went to loan him out. In fact, I did loan him out to Esbjerg in, I think that's Denmark, yeah, in the 2nd division. And he's played quite well there. But like I said, he's still got 4-star potential. He never... Now he's good, and he's improving, but I just thought it was hit a wall at some point. It just shows you guys that if you get a 4-star player through, this is probably the biggest example I can use. Just, you've got to... Until they give you a reason that they're not going to improve, you have to give everybody a chance. That's why if you get a youth intake in, and it's a 4-star player, and straight away, like I did, I was like, he's not 5-star, he'll be back up at most. Just goes to show, give him a chance, because Maric would have been absolutely amazing for us. Linskow at right back, Maric at left back, just really, really good. 13 jumping reach as well at 5'9", which is very surprising. Good in the air. But yeah, what a player. And knowing the information, I would have probably never known that information. So I would have probably loaned him out next year or made him a backup next season. And I maybe wouldn't have ever known how good he would have been. Maybe I would. I don't know. But next year, the plan with him was to bring him back and make him a backup to Pedersen at left back. So I probably would have seen his potential, but maybe I wouldn't have as well. So it's one of those things, isn't it? Like I said, 4-star potential. Pedersen has 5 stars, but Pedersen has got less potential than him. So like I said, don't always listen to stars. They're a good guide, but don't always listen to it. Ibsen Jensen is in 5th with 158 potential. Now, I always said that he would be good. He was going to go into the first team every single game next season. And obviously, slightly getting worse at the moment. I don't know why. I think he had an injury, but he played a lot of games. Wonder kid as well. 10 strength, which needed to be improved. But again, you've got to remember that these guys, he's only 17. He is only 17. He's close to 18, but he's only 17. So we're talking about a guy there that's played 43 matches for us this season. That's not normal for a 17-year-old, is it, in FM saves usually? But as we all know, you guys that are playing along with these Youth Academy Challengers, you often get over 100 appearances on these guys before they're even 18. So usually you would be looking at a 20-year-old that's like this good. But he's a wonder kid at 17. He played a lot of games this season. And again, next year he would have played every single match. So very good player. Still had a little bit to grow into. And yeah, I would have probably worked on his passing and his technique, get those up to scratch, because we're going to be a very good team when we're going to be a top team in the world. William Agard is next on the list at 158 potential. Let's have a look at William. So Agard came through as a really good player, didn't he? And he never really improved too much. I thought this guy was going to be 175, 180 when he first came through. It's quite often the case that if they've got good current ability when they come through, they don't often have much more potential ability. It's quite rare for that to happen. But saying that, he was a very good player. Now, he wasn't amazing at passing and his composure, so I did decide eventually to go with him centre-back. Only 13 jumping reach, like I said. He did reach his potential. Bit of a shame it wasn't higher, but yeah, close to full potential there. He played a lot of games for us. Very good player. Topple as well was our captain. Probably our best player, to be honest. Performed really, really well. 7.25 this season. Wanted by pretty much everyone. Can do pretty much everything. Left-footed. Could play him in every single role, to be totally honest, in the attacking area. Just very, very good. He could even be a false 9, winger, inside forward, centre midfield, box to box, Mazzala, playmaker, whatever you want. Topple can do it. Very good player. Good traits as well. Done really well since he came through. Loaned him out at the start of his career, and then since then he's just flown and he's played, what's that, like 6, 7 full seasons for us. Really good dude. He got a contract for 1 more year and then another 3. Obviously, I can trigger that right now if I wanted to. He is currently saying he wants to leave to a stronger squad, but that's because he's the best player. So he's our best player. So I'm hoping, with the potentials that we've learned, he would have actually been fine playing in this squad, because a lot of our players would have ended up becoming sort of his level, which is quite nice. But I would have just triggered that anyway, and he would have been here until he was 28, 29. But we didn't need to do that. Champions League winning captain. Then Gartinman, the younger Gartinman, 18 years old, 156 potential ability. He would have been a big player for us eventually as well. Let's have a look at Henry Gartinman. I really liked Gartinman, the younger one. I did. I really liked him. Again, 18. He's very close to being a wonder kid, I imagine. 7 goals, 8 assists this season. Came off the bench a lot, but started a lot as well. Very, very good player. He was going to be our starting player next season. As you can see, that would have been a good choice. He would have ended up being better than his namesake, Martin. I love this save, guys. I really did. I hope it came across in the videos. I'm trying to work on that because so a bit of a segue here, I guess. Because I'm quite successful on FM, sometimes it might not come across that I'm very excited about something. I am, but it's sort of like, I think winning things on FM have sort of become a bit numb to it sometimes. I think if you guys as well that are quite successful, because there's a lot of people that are, if you're quite an old school player like me that's had time to practice on the game, it's quite good now. But next year on FM, I do want to get that back a little bit. I do want to sort of get that. I want to delve into the story a bit more. I want to delve into the game and what it means and stuff. Because not signing players, I've had a look at it and I've thought about it. Not signing any players, but winning a Champions League with a Danish team is actually pretty good. So I think I need to sort of, not that I'm not enjoying the journey, because I really enjoyed the journey, but I think I need to be a bit more present in it and be like thinking about exactly what we're doing, because it's quite impressive. You guys that are doing it as well in your saves, it's very impressive. So give yourselves a pat on the back. If you're not trying this save as well, I always say, please do it. So he's a very good player, not wanted just yet, but we got him in a long-term contract because he turned 18. Again, 4 years and another 3. And then I just showed Pedersen as well, the guy that came through, 139 current ability, came through very, very high. But his potential, again, as always, not too much higher. 153, very good player. Petrovsky, 123. He came through quite good, but he's improved a lot over the last year. 153 as well. He's obviously North Macedonian as well as Danish. Here he is then. What a player this guy was. 18 goals, 16 assists, 7.5 average rating for a guy that's only just turned 17 and a half. What a player. Shadow striker, behind the front striker. He got it as an important goal as well. I think it was against Aston Villa or some PSG. I can't remember the goal he scored, but it was a very good strike. And he scored a lot of them this season. Good assists as well. Very fast. Not the tallest. It reminded me of a little bit? It reminded me a little bit of David Silva, but a bit of a better goal scorer. I know he's only got 9 passing, but he did make some very good passes. It was very strange. Probably because we're only playing in the Danish League, not the Premier League, right? But it was that type of player. Small, left-footed, silky, that type of guy. So yeah, Petrovsky. I had a soft spot for Petrovsky because he came in and just took the team by the scruff of the neck at 16 years old. So I really liked him. So as we always struggle on my saves anyway, the Youth Academy Challenge, Stefan Boyleson, the goalkeeper, he had very good potential, 151. So we would have had a really, really good goalkeeper on our hands, actually. If we have a look at goalkeepers as well, Sharon Ahmed. Ahmed was 140. Current ability, and he actually reached 135, so that's pretty good as well. But 151 would have been a step higher. Yeah, I do think he would have been our goalkeeper for next season as well, because I did need to see what happened with him, just to sort of explore that potential. I think I mentioned it in one of the episodes. So we'll have a look at Stefan now. Yeah, so as you can see, he's got 4.5 star potential. He has got good agility. He's only 5'11". He doesn't look amazing, and he only played 10 matches this season. Next year, he would have been our starting goalkeeper. He doesn't look that good, but again, he's only just turned 18. So maybe I'm being a bit harsh and expecting these players to be much better than they should be at this age. He probably is that. But yeah, Stefan is very, very good. Again, we wouldn't have to worry about losing him. 2-year deal, but I was just waiting until he turned 18, which was just last month. And then I would have given him a long new contract. But we won the Champions League, so I didn't need to do it. Next, we've got Jakobsen, 147 current ability, 151 potential ability, 26, one of the older players. Here he is then. I focused heavily on Jakobsen's composure and off the ball. As you can see, 19 composure, 20 off the ball. Very good physicals. I don't think, until this last season that's just happened here, I don't think I got the most out of Jakobsen. I think he should have been doing more. I think Rasmussen honestly contributed to that. because I saw that Jakobsen had good off the ball, good composure, and good dribbling. And I thought, with his left foot, I thought we could put him on the right hand side, cutting inside. So I think he was probably a product of Rasmussen's development, and he sort of got shoved out to the wing. But I do think he should have done more. But, well, I should have done more for him. But he got 13 goals, 18 assists this season. He had a really good season. But if you look here, I don't know. He had a couple of good seasons there. 15 goals, 16 assists. So maybe I'm being a bit harsh. But he had a couple where I was sort of a bit like there. 8 goals in 41 games. 13 goals there. Only 4 in the league a couple of times. I was a bit like, oh, I don't know. Maybe... You can see there as well in the league, he got 18 goals in 28 games. That's when he was playing striker. And then Rasmussen came in. And obviously his goal tally dried up. So... It worked because I put him up front at the end, didn't I? And he scored an all-important goal. I suppose it was quite poetic in the sense that I actually brought him on in the final and played him up front. Probably his best position. But he did do well. He never complained. And yeah, really good player. One of my favourites as well is Jakobsen. Always did well. Another one that was surprising was Fredrik Graversen. This was something that I missed here in this save. Definitely. 124 current ability and 149 potential ability. He probably should have been our DM, but I actually let him go because he wanted to leave and I didn't think he had much potential. So this one was on me. Here he is then. As you can see, he's not amazing. He's only got 3-star potential. So you can see why at 21, and he didn't improve too much, you can see why I didn't think he had much potential. So I let him go. Leeds bid for him. They're in the Championship on a free. I think if Leeds were in the Prem, alarm bells would have been ringing. I'd have sort of been like, why do a Premier League team want him? But yeah, he wouldn't have been a miss, but knowing his potential now, he would have been. It just goes to show you've got to try and get all these guys improving, even if you have to loan them out or give them some game time. You never know. But yeah, 6 foot. He could have been that good DM player as well. He would have been displaced at some point by the other guy that came through, Ankergren, the young player that I said that was going to be DM. So eventually would have been displaced, but we could have had a really good player here. Only 9 determination. I don't think that helped with his development. But, like I said, the coaches only suggest that he didn't have much left. So I just sort of went along with him because whenever I played him, I think I had a couple of seasons, one season there where I played him quite a lot and he didn't really do much. So I loaned him out for the season after to a second division team in Germany and he did all right. But yeah, I suppose it was my mistake on that one. But all the information I was getting suggested he wasn't going to be that good. Nikolai Usaga, this guy also came through in one of the last intakes. 82 current ability, 148 potential ability. He's only worth 1.8 million and he's only 4-star potential ability as well. But he has been improving quite a lot. So I don't know what I'd have done with him, I'll be honest. Not entirely sure his best role. Because if you look at him as a striker, yes, you could do pressing forward. But is he going to be better than Rasmussen? Probably not. Attacking midfield, he doesn't have the dribbling. Centre midfield is probably his best role. Probably like a centre midfield attack. Or a box-to-box, maybe. Very strange distribution of his attributes. But, yeah. I don't know what I'd have done with him. Maybe you loaned him out next season. Rasmussen, 145 potential, 145 current ability. So he was right at the top end. And here he is, the main man. 29 goals this season. He scored a lot of goals for us. 153 goals in 198 games in the league, I think that is. I don't think that's in all competitions. I don't know what it is if it is in all competitions. But yeah, very good. He got 39 assists as well. So really, when you look at it, he got nearly a goal contribution every single game he played in the league. But very, very good player. Top end of his potential, which is really nice to see. 23 years old now, becoming one of the senior members of the team. 3 years left on his contract, and then another 3 years. I got him to a big one as well, 61,000. I needed to do it because he was wanted for a long time. He's still wanted by Arsenal, Lille, and Valencia. But Rasmussen was a very good player. Went missing in a couple of games, but then I focused on his composure, and he started to do quite well. So maybe composure is more important than we think. Only 9 work rate as well, which isn't great, but very good pace. Just good in all the areas that you want him to be good, right? And he was. Patrick Argeland, another DM that I probably didn't see potential in. So DM might be my weak area in terms of this, something I can take over into my next save in FM25. 143 potential, 129 current ability. Another one that I didn't really know what to do with. At some point I was thinking centre-back because he's 6 foot with 13 jumping reach and some pace. And I was thinking DM, and then I was thinking we don't play with a DM, so what do I do? So maybe centre-back. He didn't play too many games last season, but did all right when he came on. Yeah, again, suggests that he's not got much potential, doesn't it? But it says there, could improve significantly. So what star ratings might just be an absolute myth, guys, to be quite honest. I loaned him out a couple of times, especially to England. He played a lot of games in the Championship. 4 loans. Maybe I could have played him a bit more, to be honest. Again, me dropping the ball on a defensive midfielder. 4 caps for the Danish national team, which is really, really good. Kasper Ellerhav at centre-back, 142 current ability, 143 potential ability. So another player at the top end of his potential. And here he is, worth 26 million. Just a very good centre-back. Nothing elite, but very, very good. Didn't play too well in the Champions League, 6.75, but we got the job done, didn't we? 16 position, 15 anticipation, decent pace, 6'2". His jumping did improve quite a lot. Marking good, positioning good, just a good defender, like I say. Yeah. Very nice player. Patrick Knudsen, centre attacking midfielder, striker. He came through in the last intake. 92 current ability, 142 potential ability. So he was obviously going to be a good player. I did think that this guy was going to be good just because he's got a professional personality. So regardless of what happens, professional players usually get to the top end of their potential. But yeah, he was improving a lot. Didn't play this season, but he would have next season. He would have probably been back up to Petrovsky in shadow striker, I think. Gets into opposition area. Good straights as well. Nice player. Maybe we could have even played him as a backup striker, but his acceleration was a little bit worrying for me, and his composure. But I suppose we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, he would have been playing a lot next season. Good potential, 140. We had a lot of players over 140, didn't we? So that was quite nice. Gartenman got to his full potential at 141. Ahmed got to his close to his at 135. Kuchuk 139. Drexel 137. Those guys didn't improve too much since you last saw them. Christian Beck, 15 years old, came in the last intake, 136. I'll show you him. Here he is, Christian Beck. Now he's a weird one because he's improving, but his personality is spineless. And if we look at the personality spineless, it looks to me like pressure is at 1. So he can't deal with any pressure. That is why he's spineless. He hasn't got a backbone, but his professionalism is all right, and his ambition is all right. So I guess maybe he would have improved. It's weird how personalities work, isn't it? But yeah, pressure being 1, he just can't cope with any sort of pressure. I don't know how good this guy would have ended up being. I do have to show senior Gartenman as well, Martin, 26. Probably my favourite player in this save, I think. I've got to have to show him. 141 current ability, and he got potential ability, and he got to his 141 potential as well. So just a ridiculous player. Our Frank Lampard-type player. Scored goals every single season since he became ready. 20 goals in that season, or 19, 16, 19, 16, 24, 16, 19, 14 and 21 last season. Just a goal-scoring centre midfielder. Amazing player. Always came up with the goal. Very good at pressing. Just the epitome of our time at the club. Very good. Never complained. Only got 1 cap for Denmark. I think that's because of Dalgas. We will come on to him as well. I know the video might be getting a bit long. Apologies for that, but I do want to get through everyone because everyone deserves a mention. Very good save. I enjoyed it so much. I miss it as well. But I'm planning already for FM25, so don't miss those. Argason only had 135. He came through as a 4.5-star player alongside Shimoan. Shimoan was a 4.5-star player, but he only had 129 potential. Like I said, those guys that came through already quite good. They didn't really get much better. 2 goalkeepers as well, Blomqvist and Hansen, both had the same potential, 131. That is strange because where's Ahmed? So Ahmed is 140. So those 2 guys would never have become as good as him. So that's good. I must be quite good at judging goalkeepers then. I just never get any good ones. But Stefan Boylerson would have been our number 1 eventually. Nikolai Jensen, yeah, I thought that as much. I said it a lot of times. He never really improved, but he kept his 5-star potential. Very strange. I don't know why that is. He always said to me he had 5 stars, but he never improved. Very weird. You have to watch the players and click on them often on these saves and see who's improving. Because if they're not improving with game time and a good personality, they more often than not don't have potential. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't do that with Jensen. Lindberg and Nielsen, they got to their full potential. They were just bit part players. And then Branson, Rasmus Bang and Stewart never really had potential. And honestly, I never had high hopes for any of them. So let's check out Dalgas and Hansen. Here he is then. What an absolute baller. Now, if you guys want a prediction here, and I'm going to do it with you, because obviously I don't know his potential yet either. I've not looked it up. I'm going to do it after I've talked about him. I'm going to guess that his current ability is about 174. And his potential is about 178. So 74, 78 for me. If you guys want to pause the video and guess his potential and write it down in the comments, and let's see who can get closest to it, I think that'd be quite cool. So yeah, have a look at him. Right-footed as well. Take into account that he's got a decent, strong foot, because that takes up current ability points as well. But yeah, very good player. Like I said, I think Denmark used him as a centre midfielder, so Gartenman was never going to get in. But yeah, I'll have a look at his potential ability now. So I actually got his potential bang on. I said 178, but I thought his current ability was 174. I actually can't believe I got that bang on. People are going to be thinking now that I checked it. I really didn't. I didn't think I was going to be that accurate. But 178, so it actually shows he wasn't the best player to come through our academy. It was actually Linskow, which is amazing. We lost this guy so early. What could have been? Just wish we could have kept the gang back together. That could have been quite cool. He's 30 years old now as well. That is crazy. It's been 15 seasons since we got him through. We lost him. Professionalism as well, 19 there, as you can see. Sportsmanship 16, temperament 17, ambition 13. Very good personality. Very good player. We never really saw him, did we? Unfortunately, guys. We was always watching him from afar. He even scored past us a couple of times. He scored against us more than he scored for us. And that is quite sad. But yeah, 178, and he reached his max potential, which I suppose I should have guessed, but I didn't expect to guess it that well. And the other one that we lost was Oscar Hansen. We lost him quite early. He would have been still in our team now. Very, very good player, worth 100 million. Yeah, we had a couple of good seasons with him. We had 3 decent seasons with him where he did really well. And then Arsenal got him for 4 million because I couldn't get him to sign a new contract, so I had to let him go, if you remember back then. He went to Arsenal. They didn't use him. He did okay in that season. There's sort of 3 seasons there where they just wasted him. And then Juventus got him on loan. Did quite well in Serie A there. And then they only paid 27 million for him. And then he's just kicked on, which is really nice. But if we want to play the game with him as well and his potential, I'm going to guess on his 158. I think that's too high. I think I've gone too high with that, 158. But I think I'm going to guess 158. That's my first gut instinct, so I'm going to go with that. If you guys want to pause the video again and guess what Hansen's is, we'll have a look at it now. There is absolutely no way 158. See, if I'd have actually looked at these potentials beforehand, I would have actually guessed 1 or 2 out to make it not look as like I'd looked. I know how this looks, but I've actually guessed them both bang on, 158. I think it's because I've been playing these saves for a long time now. But yeah, weird that I got him bang on. 158. I think it's because he was quite good on both feet. 12 left foot, 16 professionalism. I think professionalism is the thing that makes players improve the most, I'll be honest. 14 ambition to go with it. He didn't reach his full potential, 153. It was 5 points off. But 158, again, I guessed it. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. If you guys got close, amazing. That's just, I think that was just pretty much luck for me to get that bang on both of them. But that is going to be the end of the video, guys. If you liked it, if you like the series, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing. If you don't want to miss out as well on the FM25 challenges that we're going to be doing on this channel, because we're going to be taking it up a notch, making it even harder, please leave a like on this video as well. Push it to more people can join in, we can get more people doing these saves. Put subscriptions on the channel as well, that helps me out and pushes us to more people, and obviously leave a comment, that would be amazing as well. Until next time, I'll catch you then. Goodbye.